Welcome back to another reaction to Tune In to the Midnight Heart episode 3. Let's see how we deal with the other girls now. Now that the thing is done.
あるよ。うわ、伝染してる。早くしないと山吹くん来ちゃうね。待たせときゃいいじゃん。
Oh, I've got to run. So body wipes. I'm assuming for sweat? Question mark. I don't know. I've got to run. Maybe not for sweat. But I would assume everything else would be done somewhere else, not in the room.
来ちゃうね。待たせときゃいいじゃん。あれ、でも鍵かけたっけ。
But why everyone at the same time? I mean, he's... Fair enough. Fair enough. What are you doing? On the other hand... You need to close the door. But just... Why would you start with the bottom? The rest start with the top. Okay, that is insane. That they don't go against him? Come on. I mean, you should lock the door. You can't be that defenseless. How long is this now that this is a co-ed school? They are lucky that he came in. Oh, he's lucky. Both? Maybe? He should have closed the door though and stayed outside. It looks a little bit like he stayed inside while they got dressed again. I mean, fair enough, he's like a manager. He's not wrong. On the other hand, I mean, with today's technology, it doesn't matter. You can just post a normal picture and you're in all kinds of situations. And of all the girls, it only looks like one of them is maybe accepting she was not behaving that smartly. The singer looks like she's going to reprimand him. Tsundere is like he's going to mouth off as well. The other two maybe.
恥ずかしいなら鍵をかけろ。なんでこっちが怒られてんの。そう。あはは、うっかりしてたね。見たことをまず謝れよ。変。
Yep. As I would have assumed. I mean, he didn't really walk into you, into you changing. You know, you are in a club room. This is not a bathroom, which in that case you would be 100% right. It is also not like a designated changing room, like maybe the classroom. I don't really know how it's done. I only saw in other shows that man may change in the classroom for some reason. I don't know if that is something that happened years ago and it changed. Because in my school we had changing rooms, and that is where you change your clothes. で着替えてたお前らだろ。覗いた側がこんなオフェンスに回ることある？ただ
それとは別に見てしまったことへの謝罪はさせてほしい。すまない。
I mean, sure.
情緒忙しいね君。土下座初めて見た。
体育館で使う用具申請は今週までになります。これで放課後放送を終了します。
Was the whole deal not that you wanted to replace the equipment? Was that not the plan?
気をつけて下校してください。
はい、お疲れ。また噛んじゃった。なんか甘いもの食べ行こう。山
Whoa,
吹
whoa,
く
whoa,
ん。
whoa, 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 whoa.
気をつけて下校。
Why are you doing this? I assumed the black-haired girl would do this. Because this is what she wants to do? Or is it just a little bit of training for everyone to do? Everyone does their own thing, maybe? I would have assumed they maybe have a segment whenever they have mealtime that she's doing a little song over the radio. We have maybe a little segment where the voice actress is doing a little skit, something along those lines. That was my assumption. But I guess everyone takes turns. Again, meaning why are we not replacing the equipment?
また噛んじゃった。なんか甘いもの食べ行こう。山吹くんも一緒に来ない？
悪いが今日は用事がある。
What?
一緒に来ない？
He asked. You had the chance to go with all of them to eat. I mean, as good as this sounds in theory, going with a bunch of girls, most of the time it's not nice. It's not a, oh, I'm surrounded by all these girls. Oh, yeah, I'm so happy. It's most of the time, I'm the third wheel. I am so uncomfortable here. They're talking about stuff that I do not care about, that I do not want to know. And they potentially don't even care I'm here. So.
悪いが今日は用事があるんだ。
そっか。残念。
そこまで無念ならリモートで参加する手もあるが。
ごめん、そこまでじゃないや。
では失礼する。
I just know. It just now dawns on me that we don't really get to see the show out of the viewpoint of someone. It switches every now and then. Because now we can see what they think about him. It's mostly about the girls. It's not really the main guy or the protagonist in the focus a lot of the time. Interesting.
じゃあ4人で行きますか。僕アイスがいい。どうしたの？ねねちゃん。あいつつけよう。
Why?
急にどうしたの？だってこっちは裸見られてるんだよ。
So you want to see him half naked?
私たちだってあいつの恥ずかしいところ見ないと不公平じゃん。あとつけたらなんか弱みくらい見せるでしょ。そんなに恥ずかしくなかったけどな。いいか、私に隠れて見えなかっただけじゃん。私ほぼ初期アバ見えなかっただけじゃん。私ほぼ初期アバター状態だったんだけど。倫理的にどうなの？楽しそうではある。山吹くんの日常は気になるかも。
You do know you are like 4 people trying to tell one. That's gonna be quite difficult. First off. Second off, really? Really? Just to get one over him? I mean, the singer seems to be interested in general, which is fair enough. I can see trying to find out what he does in his free time. Maybe just a little bit curiosity, maybe a little bit interest in him.
し、3対1で可決ってことで。山吹のチブを丸裸にするかい、決。
Figuratively, right? Not literally.
弱み握って私たちの言いなりにさせよう。会の名前嫌か。
You know, if you try to do this, next time he's just going to take a picture and then he has you at your balls. Because this is not a healthy relationship. It's one thing to be like, you know, we want a little bit payback. You got to see us in a specific situation which is not his fault. It's not like he wanted or tried to find you in that position. So you are like, we want to see you in a bad position, which I can see, but still, it's not like it's his fault for you to change inside the room. And you even were talking about asking if you locked the door. Additionally, why did you all have to change at the same time? I do like that our VTubers always seen as this little cat. Blob.
何してるの？あいつの恥ずかしい姿を撮ってやる。
Again, why are you trying to blackmail him? It's, again, one thing to be like, we got a little payback, ooh. It's another thing to be like, we got this photo of you, and you do what we say what we tell you to do. So, unless you want this leaked everywhere.
のよ、エッチな本読んでたら。違うみたいだね。
How to teach toddlers Japanese? I feel like that is a dig at our voice actress.
みたいだね。結構市街まで来たね。探偵みたいでワクワクする。結局乗り気じゃん、しのぶ。エッチな店に入るんだ、絶対。勉強でもするのかな。来た来た来た。絶対カフェでエッチな動画見。
Who does that? I don't really know if Japan does that. I would never. Nah.
見てるんだよ。なんで嬉しそうなの？私たちも入ろう。アイス。私たちそうな。なんで嬉しそうなの？私たちも入ろう。アイスあるかな？抹茶の。何食べようかな？見つか。
I'm assuming he's going to meet someone. His parents, maybe.
らないようにね。
Maybe he's meeting someone else. He is trying to make them all into professionals. Maybe he is trying to get some job offers.
山吹くんどこだろう？
Or he's working here, but isn't he from a pretty successful family? Wasn't that the point? Or maybe he's just role-playing as one. But he's working here, seemingly.
いらっしゃいませ。お決まりになりましたらお呼びください。はい。
I mean, you have to order some point. Additionally, is this not normally... This is a coffee shop, cafe. Whenever I see animes, they most of the time have like someone greeting you at the door. I don't know how often that is. Is that only for specific establishments? Additionally, whenever they tell you to call when you want to order, they come to your table, right? Maybe this is like newer establishments that don't follow the old rules.
お決まりになりましたらお呼びく
It's also very empty.
ださい。はい。
ちょっ となんでバイトしてんの？山吹くんってお金持ちだよね。まさか身分。
Right. I also assumed he would be rich. Now that doesn't mean that he is not going to work. Just because his parents are rich doesn't mean he is rich. And even if he has the money, it does not necessarily mean that he is unwilling to work. There's a lot you can get out of this. Work experience is the most part. Experience with customers, experience with some behind the scenes stuff. Depending on what else you have to do, you can maybe get some experience with papers. There's a lot you can learn. I don't know if a cafe is the best option, but we will see.
詐称ビッグスキャンダル。
山吹くん、今週多めに入ってもらってすまないね。
むしろありがたいです。早急にお金がいるので。
やっぱお金ないじゃん。
I'm assuming that he's not allowed to use the money for the girls, or generally for outside stuff. It could be one of those things where he has to tell his parents for what he's using the money, and whenever the money is for something that they don't deem necessary, they just outright refuse. There could be a lot of reasons. Or maybe he's just like, this is my project. I want to raise them. I want to see them succeed. So I'm raising money to help. As example, what I'm assuming is going to happen. This is all to get the equipment. That is my assumption. And maybe he was like, I'm doing it myself. I don't want to rely on the money. I'm doing it myself. Maybe it's also could be from the dad or mom, whoever's the one that decides with the money. They told him, you're old enough. I want you to see you solve the problem yourself. To see if you are more or less worthy. Or I want you to experience how much it takes to get money like this. To give him some perspective. Which I feel like a lot of, especially richer children, don't really have that much. There is naturally the whole reason that the parents had a rough upbringing. They don't really want their children to experience the same. So they are a lot more easy on them regarding money. They do have some other problems most of the time. Which means that sometimes the relation between how much work money takes is lost on some people.
あいつ没落貴族だ。貴族？
でも君の家お金持ちなんだろ？
いえいえ、金持ちなのは父であって、俺はただの高校生なので、できるだけ必要なお金は自分で稼ぐようにしてるんです。
はあ、偉いね。ちなみに何に使うお金なの？
部活用の音響機器代に。100万ほど。
前。
1 million yen, like 10 grand. That is a fuck ton of money. Holy crap. Even with inflation, or with the weak yen, it's like 6 to 7 grand. And you are doing this part-time. How much money can you make part-time? Even if you work a lot? Maybe like 400 in a month. So you would need like 2 years to get the money, right? I can't really see you making more money part-time. But I don't really know. But yeah, he is not relying on his dad. I assume maybe it would be one of the parents that decided that, but he decided himself, which is very good. This way he always has the relationship between time and money, and he can if he's not losing that relationship, he is more likely to understand other people's plight, which is a very solid thing to have whenever you have a lot of money, to understand how much people would need to work for something you see as like pennies on the dollar.
言ってたやつだ。株で100万稼いだとか言ってなかったっけ？
Right, he did say that, but maybe he used it for something else?
説得するためのその場の嘘だったんじゃない？
たかが部活にお金かけすぎじゃない？
確かにたかが部活です。あの4人には過ぎた設備かもしれません。
4人？
正直彼女たちにはがっかりしました。しかし今は変わろうとしている。俺はその可能性に投資したい。彼女たちの声にはそう思わせてくれる何かがあります。
And I want to find my wife, essentially, so... I don't even know if... I mean... I'm assuming there's a romance going to happen at some point. And he may want to be romantically involved, but... there was never really a promise to be, right? As far as I remember.
もしかしてその子たちに惚れてたりする？
なぜそうなるんですか？これはあくまで放送部としての発言であって。
すみません。
お、
注文いいですか？
なぜお前たちが。
似合ってんじゃん、エプロン姿。
おいやめろ。
これは巨大な弱みだな。私のスマホ 8K で撮れる。
いいスマホだこと。
Which is interesting. That means if all of them worked part-time, they could have replaced this 4 times easier, right? But they decided not to. On the other hand, they are, I assume, working on in their free time on their potential careers.
いかん。バイトしていることがバレた。アポロにまた一つ弱みを握られてしまった。風林高校はバイト禁止。
This is one of those things I never understood. Why are some schools why have some schools forbidden part-time work? I don't really... It makes no sense. On the other hand, schools have like a lot of reputation thing going on. Whenever something bad happens, they try to solve it themselves. Essentially like HR. They try to keep the reputation of their school clean, which is a very weird system.
やあ。
キリノ。夕方の放送はま。
Right, we worked with the voice actress, we worked with the singer, we are still missing the broadcaster and the VTuber. That needs some work.
まさか山吹アリスバイト事件をネタに俺をゆするつもりだな。くそ、俺は屈しないぞ。なぜなら俺は栄光ある山吹。
I mean, it's not really, they didn't really do much criminal stuff, but...
ロッキーの恥ずかしいとこ見ちゃったから、僕のも見せないと。
He saw you half naked? I mean... quarter naked? What do you call it? I would say half naked would be full underwear. Top and bottom. But only if you only see the top underwear, it's not really half naked, is it? Because you one half of your body is fully clothed and the other half is half clothed. Because you still have underwear on, so... quarter naked?
公平かなって。
I'm not going to assume she's starting to strip here. She wants to show something else. My thought, for some reason, went to cosplay. I don't know why, but maybe like a secret cosplay account. Maybe, mostly because of Oshinoko. Maybe that is why I got that thought.
おい待て、なぜ今鍵をかけた？
Why? You scared?
だって君が言ったんだよ。
Nah, we are not going there. Really? Now? I mean, the rest was like an intro.
Oh. タブレットそこにしまってたんだな。邪魔では。
How do you do that? I assume she has it in her bag,
別に
essentially.
で、そのタブレットがなんだ？
人に話すのは恥ずかしいけど、ブッキーにならいいかなって。
Okay.
ねえ、僕の相談に乗ってくれる？
I don't know. More vegetables? What is the question?
なるほど。最近視聴者数が伸び悩んでいると。
今まではこんなコメントなかった。僕、飽きられてるのかも。
まあ。
I mean, you are not doing anything, right? You're starting for like a minute, you are saying hello, hello, bye. That's it. You don't really have a little bit of a story going on, a little bit of a segment, you know, like 5 minutes, talking, eating, something going on.
あんな挨拶だけの配信してたら飽きられるだろう。
ああいうのは休み時間だけ。歌配信もしてるし、ゲーム、雑談、料理、お絵描き配信もた
No, fair enough, fair enough. And you got those comments on those streams, I assume. So we probably should check out those streams.
まにする。イコンのアバターだって僕が描いたんだよ。
The biggest part from all I saw, you need to work on the model. The model itself is fine. It needs to move a bit more. It just bobs up and down, moves the mouse. A little bit more movement, a little bit more variety there would help.
だけ歌配信もしてるし、ゲーム、雑談、料理、お絵描き配信もたまにする。イコンのアバターだって僕が描いたんだよ。
この山吹、実はもう伸び悩みの原因に気づいているぞ。お前の配信はあらかた見させ
Okay, stalker. Okay.
てもらったからな。間違いないだろう。
全部見たの？僕を隅々まで？
ああ、アーカイブまで舐め回すようにな。
スーパーエッジじゃん。
なんでだよ。お前が世間に公開してるんだろ。回すようにな。
スーパーエッジじゃん。
なんでだよ。お前が世間に公開してるんだ。
Why are you calling him a voyeur though?
でだよ。お前が世間に公開してるんだろ。
Never mind.
いろいろやっているみたいだが、ほら見ろ。
コンイコー、今日は歌配信だよ。楽しんでいってね。今日は僕の誕生日。たくさんのコ
No expression, okay.
メントありがとう。 僕すごい嬉しい。
Yeah. Yeah, as a model.
僕怖いのはダメなんだって。今日は歌うよ。すごい緊張してるのわかるかな。
No.
今日テストの点が良かったからすごい上機嫌なんだ。
全部同じ顔じゃん。
声でっか。
アバターに変化がなさすぎるんだよ。
このワクワク伝わるかな。
伝わるか。お前のアバターはただイラストがウニウニしてるだけだ。今の時代もっと 2D イラストを自由に動かせるんだぞ。各パーツの変形入れ替えにより 3D に負けない豊かな表現が可能だ。
Yeah, but not because you switch stuff. It's more the movement. Movement is a lot. In animation as well. Having someone talk and nothing happening, just a mouse opening, closing, is a lot less interesting than if the character is moving around, the eyes are darting around, they move their head, they bounce, whatever. Movement is adding a lot to a
一
character.
枚絵だけでも動かせるソフトはあるが、
知ってるけど僕パソコン苦手だし外注もお金かかるもん。
キリノ、目の前の男は誰だ。
雑用。
その肩書き忘れてた。
Also, are you good at computers?
この山吹に全て任せろ。大体のソフトの扱いは心得ている。
お金浮いた。
そういうの口に出すかね。
I mean, it's true. It's true.
お前にも仕事あるからな。細かくレイヤー分けして一から書き直しだ。うん、忙しくなるぞ。
I guess he has no clue what he's doing. This is one of those interesting parts that they do their debut essentially for all the new models. They do like a little show showcasing what changed, the new functions. Like 2-3 hours every time they get a new model. Unless you are like Iron Mouse, she just whips out a new model every second. And it's like, here, new model, there, new model, I got this new model. She has like a ton of those, which is nice to have some variety.
待たせたな。
But it is very expensive.
キリノ、VTuber スメラギーイコンバージョン 2.0 のお披露目といこうか。とくと見よ。
Looks, yeah. Question is, does it have movement? For a moment I was like, is it a barcode? Probably some kind of name. Why not make it a barcode? You know? Barcodes and QR codes are not that different. Both of them can have information on them. I don't know if barcodes can have... I believe barcodes can have a lot more limited information. I don't know, can you hide a URL in a barcode? Yeah, QR codes are a barcode. I know. Hide URL in the 1D barcode so that anyone scans it will directly. I don't know. Because this way, if it's a QR code, everyone knows it's going to most likely go to a website. But if it's a barcode you have on your body and people can scan it to like a secret website that you have for like a fan club or something where you get like a little message of, hey, good job finding it. That could be a little bit of a fun Easter egg.
なんか変わってないね。
And you could also change the barcode every now and then.
基本の絵は変わってないからな。しかし中身は大幅にアップした。お前の表情をトラッキングして喜怒哀楽を豊かに表現するぞ。さあ、試しに笑ってみろ。
わははははは、愉快愉快。
もっとこう心を込められないのか。
No.
込めてるけど。
いいかキリノ、視聴者はお前と感情の共有がしたいんだ。ボタン一つでアバターを笑わせることもできるが、それじゃダメだ。お前が本気で笑ったり怒ったりする姿をみんな求めてる。
配信では笑ってるよ、僕。
あれは営業スマイルだろ。もっと感情を出せ。
無理だよ。僕、表情を顔に出せない性格だから。
ほう。
I mean, all the scenes we have seen before, those seemed very real emotions, and I am assuming you were also showing your emotions somewhat. Sometimes you have to fine tune the software so they can pick that up. The problem is if you don't exaggerate your facial features in something like a VTube or VTuber model, then it could just scan your face and see you making a specific emotion even though you don't. So that is why you want to be a little bit more expressive for VTubing. Is that... Are you tickling her? Is that a hand to tickle her?
これでもまだ言えるかな。
First off, I find it interesting that you use fake hands instead of your real hands, which are most likely more efficient at tickling. But there could be sexual harassment. On the other hand, I feel like this is not much different.
配信者がポーカーフェイスでどうするんだ。感情の爆発が見たいんだよ。さあさらけ出せ。
こちょこちょ、いや。
おい、今笑ったろ。
笑ってない。
お前意地になってるな。こっちを向け。やだ。いい加減に。
Naturally, we have to fall over. At least the door's locked, so no one can come in, right?
そうだ、その顔をみんな見たがってるんだ。可愛い顔で笑うじゃないか。この顔を配信でできれば。
ねえ、あんた。いい子に何してんの？鍵かかっててノックしても返事ないから誰か倒れてるのかもと思って覗いたの。ごめんね。いい子襲われてる？ほら、早く当てなさい。
I do like the idea of using like those selfie sticks, essentially, to get a view inside. Very smart, very modern.
弁明めんどくさいな。
いい子大丈夫？なんか着衣が乱れてるけど。別になんでもないよ。
Yeah, she's not going to help explain this, is she?
ただちょっと体中をまさぐられ
Not wrong. Wording a little bit difficult to explain.
てそのまま押し倒されただけ。ああ、何それ。
なるほど、言葉に起こすとそうなるのか。まったく日本語ってやつは奥深いな。
一人で知見を得るな。行くよ、ショニー。
ショニー。
ブッキー、いろいろありがとう。
いいかイコ。 VTuber は喜怒哀楽が垣間見えた瞬間に人気が出るんだ。この言葉を胸に刻め。
イエスボス。
大丈夫、お前はいい顔で笑えてたぞ。新しいアバターの力見せてやれ。
任せて。明日は ちゃんと笑って配信できるように頑張る。
He's definitely more expressive now.
頑張る。
あ、期待してる。
ここでカッコつける精神何？
So now we only have the announcer left.
何見てんの？
スメラギーコンちゃんの配信。アバター新しくなって表情豊かになったんだって。へえ、見して。
160 viewers? Question mark?
コンイコスメラギーコンシャイ系積極科目 VTuber だよ。よろしくね。
なんかあんま変わってなくね？
おいイコ、なんで普段よりガチガチなんだ。アバター変えた意味ないだろ。
ダメだ。僕
Why are you here?
やっぱり
あ、
I can't smile in front of the camera. Okay. Okay. I can see that having a camera pointed at you, some emotions don't come that easily.
今日は新
Which is interesting. That means we are going to keep going with the VTuber. So the announcer is going to be next episode, I
し
guess.
いアバターを広めということで、みんな来てくれてありがとう。新しい僕のアバターはどうかな。
何が新バージョンなんだこれ。
も
もっと可愛くなるのかと思ったけど、タイトル詐欺か？
このアバターのためにたくさん絵を描いたんだけど。
昨日はちゃんと笑えてた。感情を出すのが苦手というよりかは、感情を人に見せるのが苦手と見える。
あれ、設定がなんか違うのかななんて。僕うっかりさんだからな。
I mean, that is the first part you should not have. I mean, I don't know if she has, but you should not watch your viewer count, because that is going to be very disheartening. There are some people, again, that have the mental fortitude to work with that, but a lot of people could very easily crack under that pressure, those numbers. It's similar to like a stock market. Let's say you buy a stock in Coca-Cola or something else. If you just watch it every day going up and down, you could crack instead of just leaving it, setting it, forgetting it.
しかし、ここまでガチガチ。
Especially if you are in this situation and you see viewers slowly trickling away. You get more nervous, you are unable to let go.
になるとは。
みんなもうちょっとだけ待ってね。
何か過去にあったのだろうか。しょうがない。作戦開始だ。
ほんと、みんなおついこ。ごめんよ。無理だよ。僕の表情が至近距離でみんなに見られてる気がして、うまく表情が作れない。
I mean, it looks a little bit different. The old one was always in a smile version. I don't know what he has planned. One thing you could do is have her talk normally and him, the camera pointed at him. But that is not really helpful for the long run. I feel like he's going to tickle her again.
Haishin teishi to. Fu.
何してるのブッキー。
There's a live stream pause.
途中で切っちゃダメだよ。みんな見てくれてたのに。
ガンガン視聴者数は減ってただろう。一旦落ち着け。自分自身をよく見てみろ。緊張のせいで汗だくじゃないか。脱いだ方がいい。
Sure.
ハイパーエッジじゃん。
ハイパーで結構。風邪ひくから脱げ脱げ。それにしてもお前にはがっかりだな。
Would you take the leggings off? Would you do that? Is that really? I mean, you don't really have much else to lose, clothing wise. But would you? I feel like you wouldn't. Right? I mean, they are a pain to get on, I assume. But fair enough.
やれやれ。配信前の単価は口だけだったようだ。
そんな言い方しなくたっていいじゃん。僕だってこんな緊張するとは思わなかったもん。
にしたって笑うくらいはできるだろう。
Again, I don't believe it is paused. Now, is it going to be acceptable hearing him? I don't know.
お前の夢に対する本気度はその程度だったということだ。
全部知ってるかのように話すね、ブッキー。僕だって本気だもん。
いいや、お前は本気じゃないね。お遊びとしか思っていない。
Yeah, he's clearly trying to get emotions from her for the stream.
私は本気だ、バカ
Maybe it's only muted? Who knows?
黙って聞いてりゃ好き勝手。
黙ってはいなかった。黙ってはいなかったか。
私だって頑張ってるんだってば。
お
私にだってそりゃ人間だから喜怒哀楽あるよ。でもさ無理なんだもん。怖いんだもん。
じゃあやめたらいい。配信嫌いなんだろ。
配信は好き。やめたくない。
そんなに配信が好きなのか。どんなところが好きなんだ？
何百人と掛け合いできるのが好き。それにね、リコちゃん。どうしたの？どうしたのじゃないよ。配信の音声切れてない。今のやりとり全部流れてるよ。何やってんのイコ。男の声、やっぱ山吹か。
I mean, this is the only... Okay, so he paused the avatar, which I was questioning how you can pause a stream, because that is not really what you do. You can mute everything, turn everything off, sure. Now, the only problem is that, you know, she was talking to him. So I don't know if that is fine. Mostly because the fandom is weird that way.
とにかく配信見て。やだ、絶対炎上してる。炎上どころかすごい人来てるよ。なんでこれどういうこと？とりあえず視聴者に説明したら。
I mean, that also means that they heard you as well.
こんな人数無理。
You should not worry about the view count then. Because if it makes you that nervous, it's better to just ignore it altogether.
いい子。俺は昨日 VTuber は喜怒哀楽が垣間見えた瞬間に人気が出ると言ったが、あれは正確ではない。正しくはアクシデント時に中身の素が見えた時人気が出る。今視聴者が求めている言葉はわかるだろ。さあ配信を締めてこい。
忘れろビーム。
かわいい。このギャップあり。
一旦配信終わります。
Feels like you could have ridden the wave a little bit more. The hype. But again, it's not the first time she streamed. Maybe she got more viewers than normally. But if that is really what makes you so nervous, you just need to get rid of that information. Just get into headspace of you just stream to 30 people, 5, whatever is comfortable for you.
以降の限定配信。普通に電話してくればいいもの。
On the
い
toilet.
やブッキー、今大丈夫？
ああ、今トイレだからな。
それ大丈夫って言うの？さっきお礼言ってなかった。せっかくだから新しいアバターでいようかなって。
俺はただお前に暴言を吐いただけだが。
あれわざとでしょ？配信切り忘れたのも僕を怒らせたのも。
さあ何のことかな。
まだちょっと怖いけど、これからだんだん自分を出していけるように頑張るね。
いまいちだな。新アバターもなかなかいい出来だが、やはり本物の笑顔には及ばないな。おい、急に能面に戻ったぞ。もしや今日のどれか水の泡。もしもし、応答せよ。
ダメだ、顔を隠すとトラッキングが切れちゃう。あれおかしいな。ブッキーの前では普通に笑えるようになったはずなのに。
おい、
見つめられると顔がほてって。
I mean, it was clear that this slowly but surely goes into this direction.